When I was Admiral Forrest, not captain, not ensign, not chief. My decisions were the smartest, though my tenure, unfortunately, brief.
Hello Trekkies, and welcome back with another character, Datafile. Today we're going to talk about one of our first Admiral Maxwell Forrest. Admiral Forrest is more or less an exceptional character in Star Trek Enterprise because he's really part of the Enterprise family, but he doesn't really show up as much as like the main characters in the show itself. Admiral Forrest has a really special place in the series. He was there way before the Enterprise launched. That was the NX project that he overlooked as a Commodore from the 2140s to the 2150s. He was basically the project manager in the NX project, and he was working along with Archer and Robinson. Both of them were really competitive officers, and he had to make sure he keeps balance between the two of them, plus he deals with the Vulcans as well. When Archer and Robinson tried to break the Warp 2 barrier with the NX Alpha got destroyed. The project got postponed or almost cancelled by the Vulcan High Command, and he had actually had a very hard time to fight against this decision. Obviously that didn't really help the fact that Archer and Robinson started to do their own little mission without authorization with the help of Trip, and they actually broke the Warp 2 barrier, and they kept going steady in 2.5, Warp 2.5 in deep space. When they went back to the Starfleet headquarters, Admiral Forrest had really harsh words to both of the officers, and he was really close to actually throw them off from Starfleet. It all went down to Archer and Robinson to actually convince the Admiral plus the Vulcans that keep going with the NX project, because that's gonna push humanity forward, and that's gonna achieve humanity higher grades going out and explore space. After the NX project concluded with the launch of the NX-01 Enterprise, Admiral Forrest kept in touch with the Enterprise crew and with Captain Archer. Just before the launch, a Klingon called Clang appeared in Earth, and they had a hard time debating whether they just plug the Klingon out from the life support system or actually take him back to Kronos. There was a little tension between Archer and Saval, and actually Admiral Forrest being there and witnessing the whole situation, what happened between Saval and Archer, he made a really good point, like, hey, we've been waiting for this for a long time, now it's time to go out and explore space, and this will be a perfect opportunity to go out and explore space.
We've been waiting for nearly a century, Ambassador. This seems as good a time as any to get started.
He was really enthusiastic about the whole mission and for the launch after all those years, but he did tell Archer not to screw up this mission.
Don't screw this up.
After the Enterprise left the dry dock and went on her maiden voyage, Admiral Forrest was in touch with Captain Archer and with the Enterprise itself, and he was actually overly excited when he was able to tell something new to the Vulcans, whether was it about the Sullivans at the beginning or even listening to interesting scans of rogue comets.
Whatever you have to do to keep those reports coming. The scans of that comet were incredible.
It was very interesting to see his place in Starfleet Command and his standpoint between humans and Vulcans. The Admiral really had to play hard to keep this fragile balance between the two races and to actually form a bridge between the two races in terms of diplomacy and understanding. When the Xindi weapon appeared and made a really big scar on the planet Earth, Archer got contacted by Daniels. Obviously there was a bit of a trouble believing Archer at the beginning because both Admiral Forrest and Saval, they were skeptical about time travel and everything was coming from the future, and the race, the Spellbearders that they didn't know that time, they were coming from the future as well, and they tried to occupy the space and take over the whole Alpha Quadrant. The interesting part was that Archer was actually able to convince Admiral Forrest and they were able to convince the Vulcan High Command as well to let the Enterprise go to the Delphic Expanse.
Good luck, John.
After the Xindi War, he was really enthusiastic and optimistic about having joint missions between humans and Vulcans. In 2154, he was attending a conference with Ambassador Saval in the United Earth Embassy in Vulcan. Unfortunately, a group of separatist terrorists, they bombed the embassy, and while he tried to save Ambassador Saval, he his life, he died in this embassy. Captain Archer had a really difficult time to actually process the information because he and Admiral Forrest was really good friends. Admiral Forrest and Harry Archer, they knew each other quite well, and obviously when Harry Archer passed away, Admiral Forrest was always there for Captain Archer, to Jonathan Archer, so it was really interesting to have this sort of a balance between the two characters.
He saved my life in the explosion. He could have saved himself.
Admiral Forrest, played by the fantastic Wong Armstrong, and although he's appeared only in 14 episodes in Star Trek Enterprise, he made a really memorable character in the show. I think the richest episode in terms of his character was the episode First Flight. We really got to know a lot about his character, a lot about his behavior as a Commodore back in the NX project, just roughly 10 years before the NX-01 launched from dry dock. I think at the end of the day, Admiral Forrest was a really nice addition to the whole franchise. He was really there from the beginning till almost till the end, and I really loved his character, all of these appearances. For me, Admiral Forrest was really just an adorable character because he was really just overly excited to get some information from outer space. Because let's face it, if you're an admiral, you spend more time behind the desk than in the captain's chair. And we all know from the motion picture, Kirk didn't really want to spend that much time behind the desk. He really wanted to go back to the Enterprise, and you could actually feel that in Admiral Forrest as well. He was comfortable with his situation in the Starfleet command, but also there was some extra urge that he really wanted to get to know more and more, and he wanted to go out, not just doing surveys and not just doing mission logs and reports and reading, because it's boring. Obviously, Wong Armstrong wasn't just great about and wasn't just famous about playing Admiral Forrest. He played many characters in the Star Trek universe before, way before he's played actually Admiral Forrest. He played a Romulan, a Borg, a Vidian, a Krayt-San, a Harajin, 2 Cardassian, 3 Klingons, and he even plays a really important part in the Star Trek Red Pack with Armin Shimmerman, Max Grodenchik, Casey Biggs, and Jeffrey Combs.
When I was Admiral Forrest, not captain, not ensign, not chief. My decisions were the smartest, though my tenure, unfortunately, brief. Just 4 short seasons did I command, with a roof and a roof and a steady hand. Wait.
What?
Max likes this one.
Do it, Max.
Just 4 short seasons did I command, with a roof and a roof, till we all got canned. Every officer and recruit would stand and salute, and the network execs would all pay their respects. And if I were Admiral now, I'd swear we'd stay here behind the hand.
Wait, we've got another version. Nice one. When he was Admiral Forrest,
Not Cisco,
not Odo,
not Dax.
their TV ratings were the poorest.
And that's why the whole cast got the axe.
That was my character data file about Admiral Forrest. Please let me know in the comment section below what do you think about his character. What was your favorite or least favorite Admiral Forrest moment? As always, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to receive all the geekiness every week. And until next time, live long and prosper.